Happily single. Do you think that most unattached individuals are satisfied with their unmarried lifestyle? Or do you think we're all faking it till we make it?
Yes, 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 yes.
Yes.
No brainer. Yes. Oh, come on. What are you guys looking around? Come on.
Yeah. No, I think
it's wonderful. What are you talking about?
It is wonderful, but I do think that some people, for them, it's not so wonderful. And they are putting out a front, which I don't necessarily think is a bad thing, because, hey, you know, a lot of stars faked it till they made it, and then they made it.
Yeah.
And it gives you a chance to step into those shoes and get a feel for it. But let's not kid ourselves.
I think it's as individual as the single person themselves. And you know, I've been a happy and unhappy single person, but I think that's I've been an unhappy and happy person has less to do with whether or not I'm single, and more to do with how I am with myself.
But I do think being single is a part of who you are, and I do think there are people who are unhappy being single. And I think it's because they don't necessarily admit it or go out there and do something about it.
But here's what I want to know. Are those same people happy when they're coupled?
Yeah, right.
That's a really good question. And I just actually read this really cool study, and it was done both in Germany and America, and they were saying people who were happily married tended to have been happier when they were single. And correspondingly, people who were unhappy when they were single tended to have less happiness, you know, quantifiable happiness when they were married.
Because it is who you are and what you bring to the relationship, whether it's a relationship with yourself or a relationship with another person, let's face it.
Well, some people like being unhappy.
Yeah, there's
so
that.
They're
They're
unhappy.
They're really good at it. You know, I'm comfortable in my angry
self. My victim self.
Right.
Yes, there's a point there. But I do think that we don't want to kid ourselves and think that everybody out there who's single is so happy being single, because then we just turn into their worst nightmare. You know, Little Miss Sunshine. Oh she's happy being single. Sure.
You're right.
I know underneath she cries at night. So
I think it's important to actually put that out there, because I think a lot of people think that just in general you're faking it till you make it. There's this whole idea of, like, you know, you're just putting on a brave front, you poor thing, you know, something's up, you know, you're so wonderful. How come you're single?
Oh, right. How come you're, how could you
go together automatically?
How could you possibly be happy?
Right. That whole thing.
So I think that's a good point as well.
So I'm just like, we need to, I mean, you know, and I know it might be annoying for some people, but I don't care. It's like, I think people need to know that single doesn't equate with unhappiness.
You're right. It's just like someone said to me, being alone does not equal being lonely.
It so doesn't.
Yeah.
I'll drink to that.
Cheers.